This is the new Ford Explorer, and in this video we're telling you 10 things you need to know about this new fully electric SUV. First, subscribe to our channel to see lots more new car reviews and reveals, and go to whatcar.com to get a great deal on your next car. The Ford Explorer is a big SUV that has been a household name in America for 30 years. But it's never been as much of a hit in Europe, especially so in the UK. The new Ford Explorer is something very different indeed. It comes at a time when the American brand is completely overhauling its lineup, killing off big names like the Mondeo, the Focus and the Fiesta to usher in a new era of EVs and make a big impact in Europe. Ford has, of course, already released a fully electric car. The Mustang Mach-E is an electric SUV that you can buy with a huge electric range, and Ford considers it to have been a big success in terms of sales. But it received a lukewarm critical reception, with the suspension on the early cars in particular being very poor compared to its rivals. But this new Ford Explorer is not only very different from the Mustang Mach-E, but also very different from any Ford Explorer before now. Instead of a gas-guzzling, go-anywhere monster, it's a smaller, fully electric SUV engineered and built in Germany. The boxy, upright design does give some hints at its relation to the Explorer of old, and Ford wanted the new electric Explorer to embody that same adventurous character. Key features on the Explorer include the floating roofline and contrasting pillars, smooth surfaces, big wheel arches, and there's a larger logo on the front as well. So does this new electric version look better than the outgoing Explorer? Tell us in the comments below. This is the first of two electric cars which will use underpinnings borrowed from the Volkswagen brand. This is the result of a partnership which sees Ford building VW badged commercial vehicles in Turkey and South Africa. And if you want more information on that, you can click on the link at the top of the screen to watch our review of the new VW Amarok. This partnership means that what you find under the Ford Explorer is similar to what you'll find under some of VW's electric cars. And apparently the dimensions of the Explorer were chosen to deliberately put it between the VW ID3 and the VW ID4, so as to avoid direct competition with those two cars. Inside, you'd struggle to notice much resemblance to the VW brand. The centerpiece of the Explorer is a 15-inch portrait touchscreen infotainment system, which comes as standard, running the latest version of Ford's Sync infotainment platform with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's mounted on hinges so that it can be fixed flat upright or reclined up to 30 degrees. And if you do that, then it also frees up an extra storage tray. The screen controls most key functions and has a permanently visible and accessible climate control interface. The Explorer also gets some physical buttons and haptic controls, including an illuminated slider for the volume. But we still think this interior looks rather short on simple physical controls, which always makes things much easier to use while driving. There's a 5-inch fully digital driver display, which is similar to the setup that you find in the ID4, and there's a full suite of driving assistance technology available as well. On top of adaptive cruise control, you'll also get a system that can make a lane change on the motorway for you, as well as lane keeping assistance to automatically keep you in the centre of your lane. It will feature a self-parking system too. In terms of practicality, because it's based on VW underpinnings, it will hopefully be at least as generously spacious in the rear seats as the ID3 and ID4, and will feature a flat floor. Boot space is listed at 450 litres with the rear seats up, which is bigger than what's on offer from the Mustang Mach-E, but down on what an ID4 offers. The boot floor can also be raised up or lowered down, and while there's no storage under the bonnet, the Explorer has a big storage compartment under the boot floor itself. And there's a very handy 17-litre cubby between the front seats, which is said to be one of the largest fitted to any production car. Battery options have not yet been confirmed, but Ford is targeting a maximum range of around 310 miles, which is quite a bit down on the maximum range of the Mustang Mach-E. The Explorer is expected to offer an entry-level 52 kWh battery, as well as a 77 kWh unit, and these are the same batteries you'll find in an ID4. Buyers will get a choice of 3 power outputs. The entry-level model has 168 brake horsepower from a single electric motor driving the rear wheels. The mid-range option boosts power to 282 brake horsepower. The 335 brake horsepower range-topping version adds a second motor to the front wheels, giving the Explorer four-wheel drive and more power than any version of the ID4. It's possible that this model could get the ST or even RS name, but that hasn't been confirmed by Ford. In terms of charging, the Explorer should be able to charge at the same maximum rate of 125 kilowatts as the ID4, meaning a 10 to 80% top-up could take as little as 35 minutes. That's as long as you can find a charger capable of delivering the car's maximum charging speed. And if you do regularly make use of the UK's public charging network, then it's worth noting that Explorer buyers will benefit from a discounted tariff when using the ultra-fast Ionity network. To see exactly what those Ionity chargers are like, click on the link to watch our record-breaking attempt to drive across Europe in a Porsche Taycan. So what competition will the Ford Explorer be up against? Well, while the dimensions might not exactly match that of the ID3 or ID4, it is still very possible that buyers will be cross-shopping between these three cars. And the Explorer will also be up against other electric SUVs like the Kia EV6, Skoda Enyaq and Nissan Ariya. We expect prices for the Explorer to start from around £40,000, but that will go up quite quickly if you look at the longer range, more powerful versions. This puts it roughly in line with the ID4, while usefully undercutting other rivals like the EV6 and Ariya, but those cars are bigger than the Explorer. The fuel-powered Explorer is set to be withdrawn from sale in Europe in the coming months. But this all-new version is the first electric Ford to be built in Europe, and there are some bold plans ahead. The American brand wants to be selling more than 600,000 EVs across the continent by 2026, which is 4 years before the sale of new petrol and diesel engine cars is banned in the UK. The Explorer and existing Mach-E won't be on their own in Ford's electric lineup for long. They'll soon be followed by a new electric variant of the Puma, as well as an expected electric replacement for the Fiesta. So that is everything we know about the new Ford Explorer. Tell us what you think of this new EV in the comments below. And to make sure you see our review of the car as soon as we've driven it, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. If you want a great deal on your next car, go to whatcar.com.